Welcome to To Be Human podcast, episode 23 on mortality. So, today I decided to go more into depth about mortality and, us as, humans. We're mortal, not immortal, so, you know, I wanted to talk more about that. I've already mentioned, stuff like afterlife and all that, but this today is more specifically on, mortality and, like the fact that we live only a certain amount of time until we die. And I guess a bit on, how to, make our more lives better. So we're all mortal, and not immortal. And if we do turn out immortal and break our own DNA, it's yet to be seen yet, but it may be possible, like theoretically, because when you get old, your body function starts to stop. But what if it just didn't stop? What if it just ran like the same, forever? Like, what if something in our body didn't go quite right and it was like we never technically stopped, growing older? Like, it could be a potential possibility one day, the body can do unexpected things, you know, cells will, divide into, cancer cells. So what if the body is, capable of having, I guess, a technically positive, you know, mutation, the possibility of immortality in someone. Who knows? Maybe it's possible. So far, only theoretical, but still, the possibility may lay there. But we're only more for now. Even though I personally would be one who probably like to be immortal, even if it means, all my friends and stuff will eventually be gone. The worst part is if memory, stays at the same capacity, that means eventually, sooner or later, I will forget, my, original, you know, family and original friends. Eventually, with the mortality, you would, without extra memory or ways of remembering, you would have literally no memory of them other than potentially pictures, videos, whatever you can maintain. And eventually, it may become impossible to maintain those things after millions and millions of years. So immortality without basically an immortal memory as well, would suck. You need an infinite memory, a mortal memory. yeah, it would definitely suck. But, yeah, but we're just more at the moment, and that means we live about, 80 years on average. That could increase, over time, and, has, you know, steadily increased more over time with the advancements of technology and whatever. Um, but still, usually it's about 80. I think slightly under 80, but still it might as well round up to 80 because, yeah, it's just easier. Um, but yeah, but humans probably could live longer. Like, like naturally, if the conditions are right. Like, I think if I remember the math correctly, 150 is probably an age that humans could live up to without any serious problems other than, just generally getting old. But, you know, if the conditions are right, um, 150 should be technically possible. Just very hard, like, to get that far, like, because most of everything else by that point has probably, gone a lot. So, yeah, like, be hard, but yeah. And technically, the true thing, true age we potentially could live up to biologically, I think, is 210, because if I remember correctly, like, the average heartbeat or whatever, your heart gets slower by 1 beat per year, and it's like, so the max is 210 if I remember, and that means the theoretical end, since, like, um, resting heart rate is like, um, 60 to 70, like, I think it's 150 is, always, while still maintaining that, in the range of 60 to 70, for heartbeats. But after that point, most likely it would be the case that you slowly end up in a sort of comatose state if you were to survive that long, because you basically eventually reach the point where if you do survive, that your heart rate is more like the heart rates of when you're sleeping than, actually awake. So yeah. So yeah. So if I remember correctly, I'm not wrong on the science. If you did live long enough, naturally, you basically end up in a comatose. But that'd take a really long time. And probably wouldn't kick in until, I'm not certain where it would start to kick in, but it started probably kick in like 10, 20 years after like reaching 150, so you have to be like 170 or something before it starts to kick in. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. Mortality is finite, and all we can do is make certain our mortality spent wisely. Otherwise, well, then we don't really get much out of life, huh? I mean, yeah, and there's many different views of the world, but if things are, you know, meaningless as some people say it is, like, and I guess, being immortal, mortal doesn't really matter, does it? So spend your life wisely either way, because if it doesn't matter, what is the truth or not, then it doesn't really matter how you spend your life. You just spend it as you spend it. Like, like, it really doesn't matter, what is the truth or not. Because in the end, you're just gonna live your life one way or another, so live it how you want. The only person that's putting it to waste really is you. So yeah, spend your life wisely. But yeah, anyway, I think that'll be it for this podcast episode. So yeah, mortality is an interesting thing. But yeah, anyway, that'll be the end of this To Be Human podcast episode. Until the next one, peace.